Welcome to A Corporate Time with Tom and Dan. I'm Tom.
I am Dan. No Sam. Butler's in the other room. We'll drag him in if we run out of content and we need to whip the boy.
Yep. But on Zoom with us right now, I think he has a better mentality,
He does.
More fun than the rest of us.
He does. Although right now he kind of looks like Dr. Robotnik.
Cadillac Pat is on Zoom.
Which
How you
I
doing,
guess
Pat?
kind of fits the 90s, right? Dr. Robotnik or from Sonic.
Yeah, well, I mean, that Sonic franchise has gone. I mean, it's still just, they're coming out with Sonic 2. My sons can't wait.
Oh, I like that. I
And-
like that they
What?
found something that they're into. That's cool, dude.
It's weird because
May doesn't have that. She doesn't have like a franchise that's like her thing.
well,
They've been Sonic for a while, bro.
they don't like the game as much. They just like the concept, I guess.
They like the character of this
yeah.
kid. He's like running around collecting rings. Because that's what he is, right? He's like a kid hedgehog.
Yeah.
He's having a good
Yeah.
time with his buddy Tails. They're running around. They're collecting the rings. The bad guy's the big parent.
Yeah, then there's like Knuckles and
He's the fat one.
and then the girl Tails.
What's her name?
yeah.
Buns.
Yeah.
Her name is
I was
Bun.
into her.
No,
Yeah,
don't
I
say
think a
that,
lot
though.
of, there's a whole market for that.
That's a teen fox
There's
or something.
a whole market for that online. You just type in any cartoon character followed by nude afterwards, and you'll just see the most
Oh, yeah.
vile, disgusting. It's like YouTube. Go to any video, first comments the N-word. It's a horrible place out there.
And
Horrible
then
place.
you're like, who drew this? Like someone's
Somebody
drawing
had
the
to-
veins?
Somebody had to pause. Somebody had to pause to answer the door to get medicine for their grandma, and then come back and finish the drawing.
Yeah, of the veins.
Yeah, of the veins.
Anyway, Pat, how you doing?
Doing fantastic, boys. How you guys doing?
Good,
Good.
man. Good. What's going on in Pat world? What have you been up to?
Oh, I just got back from Nashville 2 days ago. That was have you guys ever been to Nashville?
Oh yeah. We did a movie. As Dreamers Do movie that our friend Logan Seculo wrote and directed, and we played some drunks. So it was shot in Nashville. He lives there, so that's what we had to do.
We didn't spend much time. We walked, we did the street. What's that street?
Broadway.
Broadway.
Yeah, we did Broadway Street. We walked around there, and then basically we were out. We were over
met
there for
the
a long.
Miller Genuine Draft Man.
Yeah. We did a weekend there, and we were out, so we
Yeah.
didn't experience it that much, but we got the gist.
We ate at a Buga de Pepo because Tom and I always eat at the wrong. We go anywhere. If we went to let's say Kansas City and like what's good here, and everybody'd be barbecue. We'd be like McDonald's in there. We're the dumbest.
or we go to the chain.
Why do we do that?
we like
Tony Roma's. Like, why? No, you got to go to the Little Mall. Why do we do that, man? Why do we do that?
We don't care that much because we're
I think
too lazy.
you don't care that much, and I think I care too much. And when you put it together, you get ultimate don't care.
Hold on, we should get care a little. Why don't we get ultimate don't care?
It's like it's almost like two negatives make a positive in math.
We went to Chicago and we ate at a bar and then we ate at White Castle and then we left.
I think we ate out back at the airport and then White Castle. That was great. Good job.
We're like, wow, this
Yeah.
bloomin' onion tastes Chicago style.
It tastes like murder. Like, what are you supposed to say?
Anyway, so Pat, how was your trip to Nashville?
Oh man, that's my fourth time there, dude. You got to go and like have a weekend there, or like 2 or 3 days, and really experience it because it is a cool town. I mean, there's so much. It's so drastically different than like Orlando with like when it comes to like the creativity and like the food and the restaurants and bar scene and just the people in general. It's a cool place, man.
Do you think could you see yourself possibly moving to a place like Nashville?
Yeah, but I just don't like cold weather. I know it's not that big a deal, but it gets cold. And I mean, I'm from Florida, I'm from South Florida. So it gets cold and I don't like having to leave my house, put a shirt on, put a jacket on, put a thing on, and put my gloves on, then put my scarf on, and then put my hat on, and then drive to a bar or restaurant, then take the scarf off, take the hat off, take the gloves off, take your jacket off. Like, I mean, it's probably not
take
that
the
extreme,
thing off, which by the way was a condom. Which is, I feel it's weird that you suit up early. You're not supposed to do that. I had a lot of friends that used to do that. You'd put it on before you go to the party. I'm like, don't do that. It's gonna fall down into your socks.
So Pat, did you go? You went with your girlfriend, right?
Yeah. Her brother lives there, so we hung out with them quite a bit, and it was a really good time.
That's weird, though. Did you stay with them, or did you get your own place? Because you can't be pumping if you're in their house.
One of my rules is when you go on vacation, I don't like staying with other people in their house because you don't really feel like you're on vacation. Like you end up like on the couch with them, just sitting there watching reruns of The King of Queens, because they're like they're doing their normal everyday stuff. I like staying in hotels because you feel like you're away really by then.
Oh, you're the anti-Tom. Tom loves a good staying at turkey legs.
And well, that's when I'm going down to Miami, and honestly, there's not like I go down to Kendall. And so there's like you can stay at the Resident Inn in this next to the Walmart on Kindle, but it was saying like that's not an experience, like So I'm going there to visit friends. I'm staying with friends, but like if you're going to Nashville,
to make a breakfast in somebody else's house though.
Like if I'm going, like let's say we go out west to California and I'm going there, like Logic Man lives out there. I'd stay in a hotel because I'm doing vacation. I'm not, if I stayed at Logic Man house, we'd just be in like wherever in the suburbs or whatever. And like you're not on vacation. You're just at a buddy's house now, and you're right. They're doing their after work routine, and you're just sitting there. And you're like, well, this
with a cold beer in your hand.
We're gonna run up the street and see maybe if the flea market's open. Be back for dinner, or should we just not worry about it?
So Pat, speaking of that, and I think Daniel's the same way.
Well, I don't have any friends, which is why I don't visit them or stay at their houses.
Well, this has to do with that. Now with kids, when you go on vacation with kids, it's not obviously the same, and
it's more of a trip for the kid and less of a vacation.
Yeah, I see that.
The entire thing revolves around entertaining them, which didn't used to be a thing, by the way. In the 80s with our parents, like we went with our parents on their vacation. Yeah. We didn't go on a vacation. And we
kept our mouths shut.
Yeah, no, it's true, because nowadays you plan your vacation all around what would entertain the kids instead of adults, and it's gotten too far, really, because it should be about like you're adults, you go on your own vacation, you just drag the kids. They have no choice.
When you get a job and get money, you can plan your own vacation and make your kids suffer through it.
And you learn to be happy, and I think that's a good thing to learn.
Oh, it is.
Learn how to not always be entertained and stuff, but we got it all wrong.
Being bored is a skill. You need to know how to do that.
Like, like we used to go to trips. My dad would go take the boat to Dry Tortugas down like south of the Keys, and there's no. You know what Dry Tortugas is? It's a old Spanish fort that's in the middle of the Caribbean that there's nothing to do for kids there. He wanted to fish and catch big-ass lobster, and then we just were there. Like, my mom was there, and I just, like, I'd snorkel around, but, like, there was nothing to do for kids. There was no souvenirs or slides or anything like that. It was my dad wanted to fish, and he'd just bring us on and, like, have fun. Like, jump in the water, whatever the hell you want. Like, that's what it was.
Like,
and now
for me, I'm going to Nickelodeon Resort in a couple of weeks. That's not for me.
Yeah.
No.
I mean, I'm going to enjoy the room we got is pretty cool. I'm going to enjoy it, don't get me wrong. And I'm happy that my daughter's going to enjoy it. But you're right. Yeah, but like this isn't a trip for me. My birthday's the 12th. Hers is the 15th. My birthday's been erased.
If this was the 80s, you'd go down to the Dominican Republic and you'd stay at some like clothing optional resort.
Oh, yeah. My parents would lock me in the room, and my mom would be making a round.
But it's like you would okay. There's a beach there. Who cares?
Do you know
this vacation for me to get loaded?
If you want
and
proof,
swing with my wife.
If you want proof of we do things now for our children that our parents would have never done, I believe it was my 8th or 9th birthday. I wanted to go to Casa Gallardo in Daytona Beach, and my dad put his foot down and said no, so I ended up at Down the Hatch Seafood Restaurant because it's where he wanted to go. It was my blanking birthday.
Yeah.
It didn't matter, though. It didn't matter. It went.
But he was logical about it. He's like, listen, I make the money.
I'm paying. Yeah.
I would, and then for him, which
I don't want no goddamn margarita.
Yeah. It's like he could have just as the same food. He's getting chicken tendies and mac and cheese, and he's to eat it at this place.
Fried flounder and French fries. There.
Yeah.
2 bourbon and cokes. Tall.
Who cares what a kid wants? Like, it's not his decision. Are you insane?
Yeah. It's my birthday, and he's like, yes, and you're lucky you get a birthday.
Pat, you grew up in the 80s too. You're our age, right?
Yeah, totally.
So like your parents, they didn't go. I mean, you do the once a year family vacation, where your old man would suck it up because he wanted to get a hammer hand or hammerhead from the old lady.
Hammerhead. You confused me.
Sorry. I forgot what I called it.
I've never heard hammerhead before. Hold on a second.
I don't know if I can even say that.
That's a new one. The old hammerhead. I'm like,
that's too close.
It's too close.
Yeah, we can. All right, there's no one to cut it out. Samantha's on vacation.
Well, all right. We're leaving it in.
We're leaving it in.
Hammerhead sharks.
Take that.
Yeah, go shark.
Anyway, so and then, but it was only once a year where the dad was dragged to the actual Disney World or whatever, and then he'd just get loaded through the whole thing.
I don't remember my dad ever going with us to Disney World. That was a woman's game. In his,
yeah.
Disney World. Cartoon Mouse, that's for girls. Like, I'm serious. My dad.
I think my dad went one time.
I'm sure that my dad went one time too, but the idea of ever going again, or the idea of going more than once. For you and my dad, there are a lot of similarities that they had, and I just can't see both of those guys going to Disney more than once.
Now that I remember, Pat, you grew up in Miami, right?
Fort Lauderdale, but right
there. Was there a riverboat playhouse anywhere near you? Because that was the old
personal question.
Well, that was the '80s Chuck E. Cheese in Miami. It was the same type of deal, the animatronic animals and the whole thing, the ball pit. But I had my birthday there. Now that I think, I don't remember my dad being there. Like I'm talking about like before he died or whatever.
Riverboat Playhouse is
like I think
not for grizzled diesel mechanics.
Yeah,
he doesn't want to see a cartoon dog girl cheerleader cheer as a purple people leader plays fake drums.
There wasn't my dad or my dad's friends there or my uncles. There's just all the women in the family, and then my cousins.
Kid parties are a woman thing.
Yeah, it was.
This
Dude, I'm dragged home and I have to sit there and I see all the other dads and we're all looking at each other like, what is this?
I get dragged to the one
2021
that Andrea says I have to be at, but there are some, and I think I get out of this. This is one of the only good things that I do get because I have a girl. There is less pressure if they're going to do something ultimately girly that I can't help. Makeup party. I'll be okay to go there. I'm not against going there. It's just I'm dead weight. Why do you even want me there? I don't know how to do makeup. I don't even know. I can't tell you nothing about it.
I'm not doing.
So there's but you could at least blow up a balloon. You can stand there. You can serve cake. I'm saying I get out of things that are inherently ultra girly.
Girly.
Dude, I'm at a different kid's birthday party. I'm just sitting on a chair looking at Bovada. Look, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm looking at me lose $8,000 in Bitcoin in a single day. I'm like, that's what I'm looking at. I'm not doing anything. My kids are in there jumping in the pool, or they're at playing an obstacle, getting Corona. I'm just trying to sit and I'm not doing nothing. I'm not entertaining them. Why am I even there? Anyway, how you doing, Pat? So,
I'm doing great, man.
Back to your dad and parents. The
one memory that I have we went to Disney World and we stayed on one of those like roadside hotels where it's like just a 2-story building and there's a pool. And my parents tell me that we went to Disney World for like half a day, and I was so bummed out. All I wanted to do was go back to the hotel and get in the pool. So we left Disney World after a small amount of time, and Mom and Dad were happy as hell because they could crack a couple of cool ones and let me jump in and out of the pool all day long. I'm like 192, you know what I mean? Something like that. No resorts for us.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure they were happy they spent the ticket money for Disney World for all you wanted to do was swim in the ghetto pool on iDrive.
Yeah. I remember how mad my dad was that we came home early from grad night and he paid the tickets to get the Disney thing.
Oh, yeah.
And we watched, the guys and did whatever, and then the concerts, but we just kind of I don't know, we just weren't feeling it. So we left early and got home. And look, what are you doing here? Oh, man, not good.
So, Pat, I want to talk to you about something. So me and Daniel were, right before you came on, because you're a 90s superhero. You love the 90s. And we were...
Yeah, you were kicking this around off air.
Okay, so were the 90s, I mean, besides from all the atrocities that are different now that were happening, but I'm talking just the overall vibe of the 90s and the experience.
Vibe, I think, is fair.
Was the quality of life better? And then so there's two different arguments before I get your opinion. One is that obviously we have so much more technology and we have phones and we have the ability to have any information we want and be connected to everybody and that blah, blah, blah. And then the other argument was our lives, our lives are enhanced but also hindered by this.
Yeah.
And in the 90s, we didn't have that.
We're ultra connected. There is no disconnect, or at least it's very hard to.
There was, a party vibe to the 90s. There was a...
Be cool, bro.
Yeah. And then also the last bastion of being able to do stuff and being able to keep secrets and no social
get away with things.
No social media.
No Big Brother cameras watching you. No Ring doorbells. None of that garbage.
Less stuff to distract us. Less.
Shows meant more because there were ready less shows.
Yeah.
So when a show came out, you were like, "Ooh, this better be." And if it wasn't like you could just. Right now, there are endless shows for me to go through.
Yeah. Which is a certain anxiety, whatever you want to call it.
I think I watch.
Distraction.
You want a funny stat? I think I watch less TV now than I ever have because we have more TV, and I'm an anxiety guy. So the selection of TV
is overwhelming.
It's overwhelming.
I know that exact feeling.
Yeah, we've said it before. There's a psychology for restaurant owners to have smaller options on their menus.
The Cheesecake Factory effect.
Yeah,
yes.
And it's like that's what's happening to our brains with entertainment now. But what's your opinion, Pat?
It's kind of. I think I like the idea of the technology is great now. We can be anywhere in a smaller amount of time, but it's almost like it was ignorant bliss back in the 90s where you could. There was no cameras in, like, when you wanted to watch an episode of Seinfeld, you had to be in front of your TV at 8 o'clock on Thursday night and see it. And we barely had VCRs that could record then. So if you wanted to hear a song, you couldn't just listen to it. You had to be on the radio and either record it on a tape, like dub it, or go to the Specs Music and buy a whole tape or CD for $20. So it made everything more valuable, I think. Yeah, and I just think it made life a quality of life better because you cared a little more. Like your friends were closer because you didn't have as many, so everything was a little tighter.
Yeah, you bring up a good point. Things are more valuable, and now it seems like everything's a throwaway. Every news, information, everything's throwaway. It's all garbage.
I can remember my buddy Jeremy, the one I was talking about a couple days ago. I can remember him giving me a copy of Soundgarden's "Loud Love." And then I went to Radio Shack and I bought the most expensive metal cassette tape I could find. Yeah. And then I remember getting my boombox out, and then I remember my dad actually was the one that told me, and we used Q-tips to clean the heads on my tape player because my dad he had like records and stuff like that. He was into it. And we put it in there, and we made a really high quality dub of this Soundgarden cassette tape. I think that cassette tape came in in '89. And then I remember playing them and then trying to see if I could hear if the audio on the cassette tape I dubbed had degraded a little bit. Like pressing play and then putting and then it couldn't tell a difference. I remember I just had this emotion of like, yes, I dubbed it. Now I can listen to Soundgarden whenever. It was like a big deal. And like now I just go, new album. Let me see. I don't like it. Man. It's like a way different experience. Way different experience.
Now
music goes so quick now. Music, like a good album or a good song even, is gone like in a week, and you don't even care anymore. Like I would listen to the same CD or tape for like a year, the same 12 tracks until like the next album came out or something. And now it's like you don't even care for a week.
Now, I'll make a counter argument so we don't sound like such old men complaining about things were better back in our day.
I like it better now, to tell you the truth. Don't get me wrong. I like being able to get any. Because the degree of caring that I have for albums probably for me will never change. I really like music.
Yeah.
So I'm always going to be into it. But yeah, like now I love being able to go like, what was that CD? And I can just go boop.
Well, also,
yeah, that's true.
I think I'm like you, Pat. I inherently like talk entertainment. So the only talk radio, like on the weekends back, 15 years ago, was like
That
magic.
Was me.
No. I'm talking about not even like the morning shows. I'm like the weekend is like Magic Mechanic or something. You were forced. If like you wanted to listen to talk while you had a long drive,
swap shop, click and
clack. You couldn't find it.
You had to listen to whatever talk was on. So it was either like political, like maybe
no way.
Some AM sports, which was fine, but it's like they end up talking about
Art Bell,
a sport you don't even care about, or it was like Magic Mechanic and like a program about mortgages. So it was like complete horrible content you just had to sit and listen to. Now maybe you got something out of that, like you're listening to something you normally wouldn't, but I would take it now where literally you could listen to anything that you want to, the exact content you want to hear, it's available.
Yeah, but we do process it differently. Go ahead.
But again, you said Daniel was saying there's so much to pick from. I still have cable also because I like cable. You know why I know Daniel does too. The reason why I like cable is because when I come home at night, I turn the TV on and there's just something on. I don't got to like think about what I'm going to play. Like you go to Netflix, I don't know what to pick and I don't want to start, like I get anxiety. People keep telling me to watch all the like, oh, you got to watch Game of Thrones or you got to watch Breaking Bad. And I looked at like 5 years ago, I tried to watch Breaking Bad and I looked at the amount of episodes and I'm like, I legit got anxiety just starting the first episode and thinking, how am I going to get through whatever 80 or 150 episodes of the show? So I'm like, screw it, I'm not going to watch it. So then I just back to reruns.
I do that
reruns of the King of Queens.
I do that all the time.
That's how you develop to be an old man, Pat. I'm not joking.
I know.
That's what my pop watch HBO boxing and westerns, nothing else. I never watched the news. All news made him mad. This is before like
it doesn't matter.
Different
he just
news.
Doesn't want to watch any news.
Yeah, no. Boxing and westerns loud.
I think I'm falling into that. You know, I'm watching Cheers. I'm digging through Cheers right now.
Everybody transitions into the old man watching boxing and westerns or whatever that is to you.
Or my new one is to play Red Dead Redemption 2, but I don't fight anybody. I'm a hunter, and I just try to, I'm hunting bear and coyote.
So I never got into the new, I don't play any video games, but did you guys see what I did make a purchase on when I was in Nashville?
No.
Speaking of games.
No.
What'd you get?
See, I got a 1991 Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles pinball machine game. That'll be here in about a week.
Oh, you really bought that? I thought you were screwing around, dude.
No, I bought that.
Oh my God, those are coveted. Wow.
I paid a pretty penny for it, and it's been remade. It's been like redone completely. It's like brand new now.
Did you see that?
I didn't see it, but
dude, it's glorious. And I thought you were screwing around. I thought you went to like a pinball museum. No offense, but like that is an extravagant.
You're not the only one.
That's an extravagant purchase that if I bought that, my wife would kill me. And it's really cool, and they're very expensive.
I don't know if you planned this, but Travis was talking Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles this morning. I'm very mad about it.
We're both reading a comic book.
Travis and Daniel are talking back and forth Ninja Turtle talk.
We're reading Ninja Turtles Rowan.
While I grumpily stared at SunTrust.
It's a very dark Ninja Turtle book where, dare I say, some of the Ninja Turtles don't survive.
And then you guys were like, it's sad, bro. Some of the Ninja Turtles.
Bro, it's heavy.
And I'm like, I do not get sad over cartoons dying. It means nothing to me. Literally nothing. And it shouldn't mean anything to anyone.
I was describing a massacre. I was describing, no spoilers. I was describing how their shells didn't protect them. And Tom's like, I don't care about cartoon turtle shells. That's a quote. That's a real quote from our Butler. Is that a quote? He said, I don't care about cartoon turtle shells. I'm a mean man. You're a mean man.
No, then Travis was like, well, didn't you had to stare at the wall over that movie?
What was the movie?
Onward or whatever. Yeah, but I'm like, I'm not getting emotional over the cartoons. I'm getting emotional thinking about my dad and brother's death. You know what I'm saying? Like that. I'm just saying. But that's why. So I don't know a Ninja Turtle. I was saying the Ninja Turtles dying. If it reminded me of my brother who did karate, who loved turtles, then maybe it would make me upset. But actually caring about Leonardo dying, it means nothing. And it shouldn't mean nothing
what
to
about
nobody.
your favorite, Domatello?
That's
your
Domatello.
If you had
Domatello.
If it reminded you of a real person, I can understand you getting upset about it. But if it's just because of those stupid turtle,
which one of
cartoon
the turtles would we be? I'm Michelangelo because I'm the party dude, right? Isn't that the line in the song? Michelangelo, he's a party dude.
Yeah, but he's the dumb one.
Totally pizza.
No,
that's me.
No,
I'm totally pizza all the time. I'm the party dude.
No.
You're Donatello. You're the nerd.
Donatello was like the mean kind of grumpy one.
Yeah.
Raphael was kind of the mean.
You could be Raphael or Donatello,
I'm
all
Dom.
up in the Bovada. He's all about the numbers.
You're Raphael. Butler's Michelangelo because he's a dodo. Nunchucks, hungry all the time. Big teeth.
Big turtle teeth.
And then who's Leonardo?
Maybe Sam.
Yeah.
You don't want to play. You can be Casey Jones.
She's straight
you
business.
You can be Casey Jones, grumpy white hockey player. Never really fits in. You got a tiny...
Sam's April. Big old...
She's
April O'Neil. I've seen that porn.
Yeah, me too.
It's good.
With the turtle.
It's good.
Me too, actually.
It's got, like your green makeup's rubbing off.
Oh, the real one.
Yeah, why did you rip April's pants open? There's green makeup on her yellow suit.
Yeah.
Well, that doesn't. I don't think turtles rub off on their sex partners.
I thought you were talking about the cartoon one.
I haven't seen that one. I'm not Bulgarian like you are. I'm not fully sick.
I thought you weren't into cartoons.
Yeah.
No, it's on the thing.
He types in. He goes to his computer every afternoon. Ninja Turtles nude.
No, it's on the X videos. Everyone's on the sides.
On the sides.
Yeah.
Never click the sides. That's where you get the calendar virus. We figured it out.
Family Guy.
We figured, you clicked Meg, didn't you?
That reminds me of the time that I went full airtight with Meg.
Sorry, Pat. So
Quagmire.
How much did this pinball machine set you back?
No, that's a personal question.
No,
it's going to be too much. It's going to be too much.
I'll text you. I'll text you personally.
Text him.
I'm gonna do this new thing now.
I think I know because I immediately looked up the price, Pat. Just so you know, and and it hurt my heart. But I'm with you because I just bought something. You have to buy something when a parent dies. You got to freak out and buy something stupid. And I bought a water jetpack.
Did you really?
I was about to get excited because like every day we're in the Baldwin Park Lake water.
There's a guy that's been riding it out there, and I don't have the heart to tell him that he's sewage crazy.
All the sewage
and all this used to be an army base. It's just sewage, and there's probably uranium deposits in there. This guy's literally becoming toxic waste man.
So
but I bought it on a credit card, so to me it's like I don't even care. It's like I don't even feel it because it's on a credit card.
Yep, I love that.
That's
the American way.
That's what people bad at life say, Pat.
No, but I'm good at paying off credit cards, so I buy it and then I'll slowly chip away real quick. Like every couple of days, send small amounts of money over the course of a couple of months, and it'll be gone. That's the way I buy big purchases.
That's the way my wife
feel it.
That's the way Andrea does it too. She'll buy it up front and get it, and then she's already in her mind allotted certain bigger payments to go to it, and she'll have it paid off in 3 months.
Yes, I do the same thing.
So I don't do that. I buy it, and then I forget to pay my credit card, and then it just keeps rolling over and rolling over until Andrea eventually pays it.
So I'm gonna do this new game, Pat, and tell me if you want to play. And I will
say no.
No. I'll say the truth about any number in this format, and I'll explain. It's called the double high-low. And so I'm going to throw out a number, and I'm trying to get to where the money you spent on this pinball machine. I'm going to throw out a number. You tell me if it's higher or lower than that number, and then I get one more chance for a high-low, and I'll throw out a different number.
Are you just trying to get a fix live on the show?
No. It's a way for you to narrow down and get the information without the person, because they don't want to tell it.
All right,
it's kind of like asking someone what they make for a living a year or what they paid for something.
Okay.
And it gives you a close enough window where you get it.
Sounds like you just want to exercise your gambling muscle.
Fire away.
Okay,
Fire away. Go ahead.
So tell me about the pinball machine.
It's 1991. Pinball machine. It's been completely redone to have like modern technology on the inside of it, but it's still the shell of it, no pun intended, is still 1991. And it's got updated lighting, so the lights are like color instead of black and white. The sound's updated, and it's gonna last. It's gonna last forever.
Okay, you tell me high, low. 1,400.
High. You got one more.
800.
No, yeah, it's higher than 1,400.
Oh,
no, you're supposed to go low. You're saying that Tom was low.
This is my bad.
You're doing it again. Tom likes to make these entirely horribly explained games and then do them live on the air. This is basically what I thought we were going to do at the bingo we did at the Dr. Phillips Center. I thought we were doing one.
Well, that's why I wanted to play it, because I'm horrible at this.
Horribly explained game. Welcome back to Tom's horribly explained and you'll never get it games.
Well,
this is our version of radio trivia that's wildly popular.
When I said 1,400 and he said high, I thought it meant that was too high. So I mean go lower. So you got to say higher than 1,400.
Higher. My bad.
Okay. Why did you? Now he's just going to say it.
No, hold on. You should say it.
Hold
on. If I say 1,400 and it's low, and then the actual number is higher, then you say it's too. Then you say low.
No,
it's low.
Okay. Do you know how to do it? Okay, so
hold on.
Let's say the thing is $2,000.
Yeah.
And you say 1,400. He's going to say low because your guess is low. Yeah. Then you get one more guess.
Well, that's what I thought, but he said high.
Yeah, but so he's doing it wrong is what I'm explaining to you.
Yeah.
I'm on your side.
So which way should we do it?
You should do it the way that everybody does it. You say what the guess is. Okay. There's only one way to do it.
All right. So 1,400 is low. I'll get one more chance. 2,700.
It was higher.
Wait,
it's higher there. Okay.
I forgot my own way.
That is a lot. That's more than I thought because I started doing the math, Pat. I was like, you make pretty good scratch as a bartender, but you're not making CEO money. You know, it's like you know what I'm saying. Like I can't imagine you're making like low six figures.
I mean, it's not the 3D printed tap. It is the brass tap.
So it's
fancy. Fancy.
But you don't have any other, kids and all these other expenses.
Do you want kids, Pat? Let's dig into the deep psyche. If you may take your sunglasses off, I'd prefer to stare into your baby blues.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't live life thinking of I'm gonna have kids in the next 5 years. Like I just live how I'm living.
Where are you and your girl on protection? Are you using it?
Yes, we're using a form of a pill that she swallows.
Oh, okay. I didn't know. I didn't know if you were. You know what? If that bothers her hormones, which a lot of ladies are sensitive to that, I have. We've kind of pivoted to spermicidal foam. And I will say that the spermicidal foam, chef's kiss. It is really.
I'm not doing spermicidal foam.
It's really changed. I use a lot of spermicidal jellies and foams. That it's just a better way to live.
What do you have to do?
Look, if you want to pump your body full of all these crazy chemicals, and if you want to change the molecular makeup of the female form, then be my guest. But I am a foam man.
Is it like fix a flat? You know what I'm saying? You got to. Anyway.
I don't know what it is. I've never used it. I just like the term spermicidal foam.
Pat, back to your vacation. We kind of talked about how we only do kids vacations now. We don't do anything adult.
Kids vacations.
Oh, yeah.
So when you're in Nashville, do you go out, you eat and drink, get loaded? Do you do any corny sightseeing
like Samantha does?
Yeah. You go to some cabin.
I wing my vacations, and it's nowadays because I'm so into the antiques and vintage kind of thing. My vacations kind of revolve around going to find some cool vintage clothes shops or antique shops and buy some garbage that I don't really need. But and then cool bars and restaurants and cool just places. I like going to places that aren't touristy, like that Broadway area. We only went there one night, on Sunday night for a couple hours because that area is too much. There is so many people down there, you can't even move. So we really don't even go down there. It's the touristy area. There's all kinds of cool speakeasies and all kinds of weird little bars and restaurants everywhere in Nashville. So I kind of like just getting somebody's. I like taking someone's hey, where should I go? And they give me somewhere to go, and I go straight there. So we kind of move around.
Let me tell. Are you a fan? I think you're a fan of something that I think has run its course.
Okay.
And is this Hot Take Thursday?
Yes.
The escape room.
I've never done one, but I would be good at it, and I've always wanted to do it. I've never done it because it's a little. I don't
It's
ever
stupid.
do.
I think we're
like,
over it,
touristy
right?
things.
Me
Yes.
and you.
Yeah.
I think collectively,
I've never done it. It's stupid.
You know, I've never done it either.
Yeah,
It's one of the only things Tom and I fully agree on.
yeah, that
is
we
the
hate.
hate we have for escape rooms.
And by the way, it's weird that you brought that up because Butler today.
yeah, what's the other planning one?
No. But
I'm Colonel Mustard.
You know what the problem is? I talk out loud too much to myself, but I'm only talking to myself. I'm not talking to anybody else.
That's not true. The other day you told me you like to talk to me and Sam and your wife, but not Butler.
No, I'm saying things like, what should we do for today's BDM show? But I'm asking myself because I know.
Yeah.
But Butler interjects. They're like,
Hey, I got an idea.
yeah, he's like, we should do an escape room.
Let's perform a play.
And then I'm like, okay. And then Butler's like, and I'm sure the person, the company doesn't want us to talk about what, their secrets. So we just won't mention their secrets. Then I'm like, well, what are we going to talk about in the escape room? We're just going to go to an escape room and do a show. Like, we're going to talk about like, the key is behind the genie statue.
Maybe,
like that. We have to tell the secrets.
Maybe we're looking at this the wrong way. What if we got a bunch of older, like in their late 60s, grumpy old men and filmed them trying to get out of an escape room?
Oh my God, that'd
be pretty
gold.
funny, right?
That would be gold.
You know,
they would hate it.
But you know what happens is that
Let me out of here.
No, we
open the goddamn door.
We planned for them to hate it because that's what we think. But then
they'd be into it.
They play into it. They're like, oh, they want us to. That's always how it happens, right? Like,
yeah, you never get what you want.
They do the exact opposite of what you want them to do because they don't understand. And then when then you become a reality TV show producer where you're like, hey, act like this, please, because that's what we'll do.
Okay, Jerry found the clue, but you're going to pretend like you're mad that he found it because he got the last immunity challenge.
That's why all reality shows turn fake is because you have to manufacture the drama too hard, too much time to let it naturally happen. Ain't going to happen. Anyway, so, Pat, when's your next...
Also...
Oh, go ahead.
Well, here's what, like you said, I was just thinking, speaking of like the escape rooms, the only thing that I have been doing for like the last probably 5 years, 10 years almost, is every time I'm in a hotel or on a cruise, I like to
poop on the wall.
I poop all
I
over.
rub my feces everywhere, inside the drawers, on the Bible,
in the light sockets.
No, but I did mess with the Bible though. Like I put something in it, so I like to make little notes.
What'd you put? Oh, you put a note in the Bible.
I like to make notes about like,
God
hey,
bless
me and my girlfriend are here. We had a great time.
You put a note. That's a weirdo thing.
I enjoyed this Bible.
Now you're scared.
Hold on, Pat. You're freaking people out.
I enjoyed this Bible. I'm watching you through the ceiling.
Don't put notes. Don't put notes in your hotel Bible.
That would scare the crap out of me. You're the reason Samantha's so paranoid.
Yo, you know what? When you see a crazy old man, I think they were a young, crazy person too. You know, like I always thought that you got old and you turned crazy, but maybe you're crazy the whole time.
Yeah.
And you were a crazy young man, and now you're
Just
crazy.
manifest. Yeah.
So is that gonna happen to you, Pat? Like you're gonna keep living your life the same way in your 60s, and you're gonna be the buff old man that's a Florida tan. You're gonna lose you have a long Hulk Hogan mullet or skullet, and then you're still dressed like the 90s.
You're gonna look like Bret the Hitman Hart.
2040.
Bret the Hitman Hart. He still has that long gray ponytail.
Yeah, you go to the beach. You get a boombox.
Old wrestlers, they just become muscle witches. You know.
They do.
Yeah, you're shooting T and HGH to keep your muscle mass because it's all gone now because of
it's down
age.
there, but then your nipples point straight down, and that's how you know you're going full fudge.
Yeah, but you're at the beach, you're dancing with your boombox, and you're like the tourists. I'm like, watch out, stay away. Like they pull their kids away.
Wow, that's Boombox Johnny. His balls fall out of his pants.
So that's
probably because when you don't have kids, you probably end up thinking you're always young. So I'll be 60 years old still thinking I still got it because I don't have any kids.
Here's the
to
question.
Tell me I'm old.
I think you'll change. I think in 20 years from now, you'll be like middle 2000s, Pat.
Oh, like in the 90s.
And you'll be a little more Limp Bizkit, a little, you know what I mean? Like you'll be like a little more new metal. You'll be a little more Godsmack. You'll sprinkle a little Disturbed on it. You'll be a little Earth Day birthday-ish.
But he's still going to be at the beach with a giant snake or some sort of parrot or like a basket of garbage. like, you know what I'm saying? You always got a basket of props that you're either taking Instagram pictures.
And people will want to take your photo and you'll say, all right, on the count of 3, everybody say, we're rolling, baby.
But then there's a little sad element where like people think you're just a fun-loving guy, but you're like, can you tip me $1? I need to eat. Because
you kind of want to go over there and get a couple of Slim Jims.
Because you're having fun and you're fun-loving Pat still, but
you're harmless, but you're also homeless. You're homeless, harmless.
You're harmless, homeless, and you need $1. And so, but you have to mention it to the family, or they'll just think you're doing it for fun.
You normally mention it to the dad because you'll scare the mom. You go to you're like, hey, you do one of those.
Yeah, hey, Dad.
And then you usually say something that's off-putting. You're like, hey, big dog.
Or partner, hey partner,
partner,
hey partner.
Yeah.
And then and then they compliment you. They're like, you're successful. You're doing.
Hey, I see you. I see you with your
really
family.
good.
You're doing it right. Look at you.
Yeah, like, hey, can you help me out with $1?
How about $1 so I can get a sizzly?
Yeah.
And you don't want a sizzly.
And then,
you don't want a sizzly at all. You never wanted a sizzly.
But then the dad gets nervous and he's like, I don't have any money. And then you're like, fuck you. He's aggressive. You just scare him away because you'll never see him again. But you turn from ultra nice to me. I'm sorry. Sam, I heard to edit that out. I had to.
Totally fine. It's worth it. It's worth it. Oh, man, that's so good. I had a bum do that to me one time.
Yeah. They turn quick.
I had a bum
mad.
who turned on me, and then I thought I had a zinger for him, and he goes, F you, what, you been holding that one all day? Like he was messing with my comeback.
Yeah. Of course they're mad because it's rough. It's rough out there.
Oh, all right.
So, Pat, where can people, hang out with you, drink with you at the Brass Tap?
Get a beer.
Come. I'll be at the Brass Tap all weekend. I'm there every Wednesday through Saturday. And speaking of hiding notes, I hid 2 treasures of money in the Brass Taps area, and I keep telling all my regulars that there's a little treasure if you want to go look for it.
God, you're like David Blaine of the Brass Tap.
There's money. I hid money in a little mason jar.
So you just did an escape room within the Brass Tap, where we have to find the treasure.
I had a buzz going, and I started with a little gardening shovel, and I buried money in a mason jar. But there's a little tell. There's a little thing that allows me to know it's still there. And I've got a few people at my work. They've been looking for it nonstop. But so if you ever want to earn a couple of free drinks,
this is crazy.
You buried a mason jar with money in it, and then the staff. You're driving the staff crazy.
In the parking lot.
It's fun. Yeah, in the parking lot.
All of this while you're pre-wearing a condom. That's insane. Insane. Well, we love you, buddy. It's always good talking to you. Thanks for being on the show.
I hope there's a bunch of people digging up the parking lot of the Brass Tap.
Tearing it apart.
That's the only thing is they were digging up a little bit of like plants. These guys that I'm like, oh crap, Waterfall Lakes is gonna get real mad because they're gonna come by and they're gonna see all their plants all into the
no, here, Mr. Lakes.
What happened? Who pulled up my begonias? It's that goddamn 90s superhero Cadillac Pat again. I'll get him. Yes.
I'm Waterford Lakes.
Walter.
Okay.
Walter Ford
Walter
Lakes.
Waterford
Ford Lakes. All right, buddy.
All right, dude.
We'll talk to you soon.
All right, guys. Thanks a lot for having me. I appreciate it. Love you guys.
Anytime, man. We love you too. Be good.
All right.
I love me some Cadillac Pat. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. We really would love for you to do that. Just go to YouTube, type in Tom and Dan Live. Every single show, including this one, will be on there. Anything else?
We've been talking about we're going to do this, but we're going to do a kind of a subscribe your friend to become a BDM week.
Yep.
But, so if you we're a BDM, maybe your subscription lapsed or whatever, check on it and that always helps us. And
Eagle eye it. And if you really meant to do that, then you could stay where you're at. But it'd be nice if you came back to the team.
We're working on that aspect of our business. So anyway, subscribe to Become a BDM on TomandDan.com.
Indeed, TomandDan.com for all things for and about us, and we will see you tomorrow. Welcome back to A Corporate Time. I am Dan.
I'm Tom. So you've all heard my raccoon problem. I've been talking about it for a while. How can we not
hear about it? You brought it up with Seminole County Sheriff Dennis Lima was on the program. This man has a lot to do, a lot going on in Seminole County, and you proceeded to address these. What are you calling it? The Seminole Woods raccoon infestation?
Yes. Now we have a wonderful pest control sponsor. Mm-hmm. Byrne Pest Control, and Joe Byrne is
the one you stole from Semantic.
Yes, yes, it is. I steal a lot of Semantic. Semantics.
She's good. She got a good podcast. Check it out.
Byrne, Mo.
Burn them pests.
Yeah. Just anything I can. And now she stopped telling me about it.
Uh-oh, sorry. Didn't mean to launch that.
So Joe Byrne is on the line. How you doing, Joe?
Good, man. What's up?
So
see, another busy person you're bothering. I can hear it in his voice.
Now, Joe
it's all
Byrne.
good. I can work and talk.
Yeah. All right.
So Joe Byrne, now Byrne Pest Control. You know, it's funny. I just referred you to my neighbor Francis. He asked me.
I love.
He's
Francis.
like, he's like, what's the pest control sponsor again? I'm like, Byrne Pest Control. Yep. Byrne.
Yep.
Pest Control.
Got links on TomandDan.com.
And go ahead and plug your website and everything, Joe.
Yeah, it's byrnepest.com, BYRNEPEST.com, and you can get everything you need for us on there. It lists all the services, everything.
Awesome.
And Joe's an awesome dude, and I think a lot of supporting small business, like, hey, support really nice people, right? Like good people that want to do
like
good
the
business.
Relationship of dealing with him.
Yeah.
There's something to be said about dealing with good folks.
And it's nice to have.
Oh yeah, we all really appreciate it. The smaller companies and anything you guys give us, and any customer that we get anything. We can always use, and we do everything that we can to make everybody happy,
Yeah,
that's the point.
100%, and that's why we love, working with sponsors like Joe, is because we love his business. He runs an awesome business, and people are happy when they use.
You can see me chewing my lip, right? I'm trying to figure out what the butt is here. It seems,
no. So
it sounds like you're up to something.
No, I want to explain. So because Joe is so good at his business, he heard me bitching about my raccoon problem, and they're doodling all over my yards and ripping up my plants.
They're
and everything.
All your bulbs. And,
they're eating my bulbs.
And they were ripping up your new plants.
And they ate the kids' Easter egg chocolate, that whole thing. Anyway, so Joe, being an awesome dude, he was like, well, I'm going to fix this for Tom because I know how to handle raccoons because I'm in the pest control.
He's a pestman.
Yeah, not that Joe, that's really your main forte, right? Like, you don't want to be handling a bunch of raccoon calls, but you can do it, right?
Oh, no, we do it all. We do it all the time. Honestly, okay. I was curious why it took you so long to call me.
Well, here's why.
He gets embarrassed, right? Like, don't you get weirded out, like addressing people and saying, like, "Hey, y'all."
No. Getting free stuff from sponsors, I'm all.
Okay, that's true. That is true. Yeah, I stand corrected.
In fact, I've been wanting to do it since the beginning, and since I heard Samantha say Byrne Pest Control was advertising on Samantha's show, I was like, "Hey, can I get a hookup on getting rid of these raccoons?" And then Joe went ahead and set up the raccoon traps.
Yeah, you put down traps?
And then the person that runs his office called my wife to set up a time to bring by the traps and take care of our problem,
Fantastic,
right?
buddy. Congratulations.
Yep.
Then I'm sure Joe was stupefied in the fact that my wife canceled the traps and said no thank you, right? Because Crystal said, I didn't know about these traps.
I do
not want the traps. And I'm sure Joe was thinking, and I know we talked about this a little bit on the BDM show or maybe the future show.
It had to be disassembled?
No, it didn't even get delayed. It didn't even get set up.
Oh, she works fast.
Yeah, no, they canceled it before I made it out there.
Yeah. And I'm sure Joe was like, is this guy insane? Maybe he loves the raccoons and he's using it for show, you know, like
that did cross my mind.
Like, you know, Danny Bonaducci was he was going crazy.
He was doing it.
He was doing it for the reality show.
Work.
Yeah. Like
Joe would feel terrible if, come to find out, it was just me in a raccoon suit, running around your house.
Or like maybe I welcome the raccoons because it was show topics or something like something. By the way, Joe, I can lie about any of this, no problem. I can make up whatever.
Gotta keep them around.
I do not. I hate the raccoons. Here's why, Joe. So my wife didn't want you to come by and trap the raccoons. And you may have thought because she was worried about you killing them, which was a worry back in the day when I originally brought up the traps. And I've been bitching about raccoons for years. A lot of people have offered me.
If you get them in the trap, you tie a string to the handle on the trap and you throw the trap in an above-ground swimming pool.
No, like I apparently they just go out behind whatever Dollar Tree, whatever, like the Longwood Dollar Tree, and they put a 22 bullet in their head.
Oh my God!
Yeah, that's the way to get rid of them.
That's efficient.
And I think isn't that the way, Joe? Like
it's all the tracking. You know, you gotta track the trail of wherever they're at. You know, pick up the feces, roll it in your fingers, and to see how fresh it is. Oh yeah, all that.
No,
but just like Dog the Bounty Hunter.
No, but what I'm saying, Joe, is normally when you trap a nuisance raccoon, the state and it's all protocol. They're like you can euthanize it. By like they have some rules, like you're not supposed to torture it, but they are fine with you putting a 22 bullet in its head, right?
They do have rules that we're supposed to follow. I tend to be on your wife's side, actually, and I don't like hurting animals. So that's the funny thing with all this is I know that was a big concern for you guys. I always use live traps, and I actually put food in them so that they have something to eat. Usually, like I'll use like a wet like cat food so that there's a little moisture in there so that they're not like overly thirsty.
Give them a Chick-fil-A spicy chicken sandwich, extra pickles in there.
Oh, exactly. You'd probably not be surprised by the amount of shit that they let out, you know, when we're taking them in the truck somewhere. But they just, everything comes out, man, because they're scared. But we take them, and I actually have a property that a friend of mine owns. And
is it the Castleberry Woods? I hope you're.
It's Tom's house. He's renting.
Oh no, man! I put them in my own isolated area because I'm actually trying to grow like a nice little raccoon army, you know, for me to use later.
So you. Go ahead. You actually released them on a friend's property alive, right?
Yes, absolutely. And the property is actually way better than anything that would be here because it's in the middle of the woods. It's a hunt camp that he has. And you don't
it has
a spring-fed pond, everything.
You don't do what I do, like in Red Dead Redemption 2, where the gentleman that is this treasure hunter gives you the map, and you're like, thanks, treasure hunter, and then you let him walk away, and then you pull your shotgun out, and you blow his hat off and take your money back that you paid for the treasure map. So you don't release them on the property.
You're a better man than me,
you
Joe.
Let them go, and as they're going, you're like 3, 2.
Yeah, I may not have the gumption to shoot the raccoon in the face, but I'm leaving him in something. I don't care. Anyway, now people are thinking, well, this is perfect. Why then because I did tell my wife. He releases them in the woods. He'll take a video. He emailed me and said, I'll videotape you.
Oh, wait. Will he put music underneath the video?
In the eyes of an angel.
Production.
Arms of an angel.
Yeah, I want some ducking, not the eyes of angels. The hills have angels.
Why do I always do that? God. Anyway. So I told my wife, I was like, he releases them in the woods. He doesn't kill them. They're fine.
Cool.
He gives them a Chick-fil-A 8-piece nugget.
Yeah, you're going the extra mile, man. You are doing
absolutely.
You're doing the good thing.
Still no traps, and here's why, Joe. Because my wife said she didn't want to take the raccoons away from their families, and she was worried that if you, I'm not joking, this is insane, Joe, and you can admit that it's insane, but she was like, what if, like, they're all a family?
I sure do miss my grandma raccoon.
You take a dad or a mom raccoon or a child raccoon, and then you separate it from his family, and now it's alone in the woods by itself, and Joe,
eating these maggots is not as much fun without Grandpa Raccoon around.
Joe, I believe me. I said these animals they like, and then I said they're They eat garbage. They're hard. They live in the woods. They do not get. They do
I don't
not
think they have a
They don't have
family.
an auntie or uncle. They don't. Their son.
Do they mourn? Do we? I don't
They'd
think they
eat
do,
their
right?
son's leg if they were starving. They don't care. They're
Well, I would eat
animals.
my son's leg if I were hungry.
They're hardened
Well,
animals.
like I said, I'm just going to take them and drop them off into the rest of the civilization that I've already built. So they'll have friends.
Yeah, but they're not their family.
I got friends and I got family, and it was only until all my family died, Joe, that I realized just how worthless my friends are.
So here's the work. Now, all this and the plugs for this request, Joe, because the only way I'm going to be allowed for you to trap these raccoons if you could somehow trap the whole family together.
Well, that's terrifying.
No, but I'm saying, and then bring them all to the woods together, and then release
like the Beverly Hillbillies,
and release the whole family, so that they're not like
how's he gonna know he got them all?
With the
We
whole
can
family.
work this out, but we can work it out. I just need your help with it. So we'll trap everything.
God.
You can put them somewhere where there's a shelter. Then you have to give them food and water until I can take the whole family out.
Well, use your son's little schoolhouse,
Okay, yeah.
and then you can put like bars on or
Yeah.
something on the window so they can't get through it.
Now, I have put this idea past my wife, and she did mention the logical question of how are you going to determine if you're catching all the family together.
Well, you asked them.
And my response was, if they all came as a family, then they're all together, right? They go garbage hunting as a family.
No, the little one wandered off.
Okay, well
He was looking for an apple core.
We're gonna have to
But we
get a
just have to
tiny.
wait for Grandma to catch up.
We're gonna have to get a grandma dress and a monocle.
Yeah, you're gonna have to label them. You're gonna have to label
Bart
them
Simpson
with
skateboard.
You're gonna have to label them with costumes so we know we got it right. So where are we? I could get some of Maisie's younger girl clothing for you. Get some of Tommy and Max's younger boy clothing. We need a Mima dress. We need a muumuu. We need an old grandpa. We need a cane. We need a wig.
Yeah, so we need a Bart Simpson skateboard.
Yeah.
A Lisa saxophone.
Yeah, we're gonna do the whole family.
Yeah, we gotta something so that we could take a picture and be like, look, the whole family.
Yeah, there they are.
And then, Joe, I'll help you.
Just drive over.
We could just. I'll take my truck. You don't even have to look at it, Joe. I'll just smush it. I'll drive back and forth over all of them.
Well, hold on. Let's take the costumes off first. I saved the receipt from Party City.
You don't even have to go to your buddy's woods. I don't even care. Like, we'll just tell my wife that.
You know what? Do it in your own street as a way to let the neighbors know that this will never happen again. There will be blood. Just a bastard in a basket.
The religious guy's my bowling alley. I'm stomping them flat. Anyway.
Put one on one of Butler's sticks.
Yeah, on the
and hang it
spike.
out front of the house.
Yeah, put it on the spike.
So is this the craziest thing you've ever heard, Joe, that my wife doesn't want to separate raccoons from their family?
It is definitely one of the top 10. I can tell you that.
Oh wow! You just made his VH1 show. It's Joe Byrne's top 10 Zadius pest control stories.
So I'll be in contact with you, Joe, but I may have to go with the old like someone motion sensor lights and sprinklers.
No offense to Joe or your wife, but why don't you go with little Danny Denny's in the middle of the night pest control?
What are you gonna say? Like,
never knew it happened. It's like they were never there.
I think it would be hard to kill a raccoon, like by hand, maybe with a gun, but
I could kill.
Now you're discharging a weapon
I
in the middle
could
of the
kill
customary.
if it's
just like a cat.
I'm small, but I can fight up to 3 at one time.
But they'll run from you. They're hard to catch. Joe, so now I'm stuck with motion sensor lights and sprinklers. Is that going to work,
God,
Joe?
Look, he's having a rave.
No.
Why don't you get foam and a disco ball? Because that's all I'm hearing. You're not getting anything that's going to deter them.
Well, I got BDMs that send me email. They're like, they own like little like garbage farms in their backyard. So that's what
You
they
don't
are.
have to belittle them.
No, I'm saying if you got chickens and
I
some
have
goats,
chickens.
Yeah,
and then you got like an acre, but you're not really in the woods.
if you write me and say, I have chickens, I go,
yeah.
I'm like,
You have
"Ew,
a
that-
tiny garbage
You
farm.
have poop under your nails.
Anyway, and they're koi fish. I got a bunch of emails, and they're like motion sensor lights and sprinklers, and they're like, it works. And I'm like, I just doubt it, Joe.
Yeah, but everything's wet all the time.
Yeah, so blinking lights and wet. So
It depends on how comfortable they are, really. I mean, because you can have some animals that have been around a long time, like for example, at that hunt camp. He doesn't do anything with the raccoons. Their population kind of gets a little big there, and those things will just walk right up to you and pick up food off the ground that you drop.
Yeah, they'll steal your Wawa stuff.
Don't take my shorty.
These.
Or was that a junior? I think it was a junior.
These raccoons live right next to the roller rink. I think they have
skates. These rollers, they're fast.
No, I was just saying they've been around people. They're not afraid of anything.
Yeah.
Like
they know all about our culture. They know how we reproduce.
I sprayed a bunch of peppermint oil and they duded right on top of it. It did not stop them from nothing. All right, Joe.
We'll stop wasting your time.
Sorry. Throw out your website again.
Just please don't refer to him as Byrne.
It's burnpest.com.
There was a long pause there. You were like, "Thank you, Joe." Byrne.
Hey guys, real quick, just to let everybody know, it is termite swarming season right now. Just while I got everybody. So if anybody needs termite prevention or termite work, definitely just give us a call. We just finished up Bart Merrick's house.
Oh, awesome.
Right on.
Yeah, Bart is super jazzed about his new place, by the way.
It's nice, man.
I talked to him all the time.
Tom just said super jazz. and mark that for the awards. Butler, mark it for the awards. This guy just said super jazz, and I saw him wiggle his finger at me.
God damn it.
Also, we got to witness Joe get so frustrated with what we were talking about. He's like, hold on, before you get me off the line, let me give a real plug like a real professional, you idiots.
I pay you guys. You
fools.
Burnpest.com, Byrne. Thanks, Joe.
Yep, thank you. Have a good one.
All right, buddy. Talk to you soon. Mark that for the awards.
Bart Merrick is super jazzed. His tampon is just fluttering about it.
I'll get you.
I know you will.
Bye-bye.